Oh well, hi, it's Andrew Bell with you, and it is an exciting being into May and how quickly the tide can change. You recall in the last couple of reports I've been highlighting that there are different outcomes in the real estate market throughout Australia. There wasn't any uniformity. Well, even that is now a changing concept. So much of the conversation the past year has been about the rising interest rates. They've been virtually rising in every country throughout the world, and all on the back of the rising inflation figure. I've argued for some time that interest rates have been too hard in their increase and too fast, and was not allowing for the flow-on effects that occur in the real estate cycle. But the Reserve Bank of Australia held to the premise that until inflation was brought under control, they were going to continue to raise interest rates. Whilst they paused increases at the last meeting, the Governor warned that there were more rate rises to come. Now have a look at the graph on screen now. This is the CPI figure, or the inflationary figure, in the United States. Look how rapidly it's declining. And of course, this is the lead economy of the world and the one that sets the pace for so many other economies. Now, after two declines in our own inflation rate, the language has changed. And there's a growing consensus that inflation has spiked a couple of months ago and is on its way down. This, of course, has led on to discussions about interest rates. So many economists are now suggesting that not only should rates not increase any further, but there is room for some easing very shortly. Even buyers are now picking up on the vibe. And as I will point out shortly, they're returning to the real estate market in ever increasing numbers on the belief that interest rates have actually peaked, or perhaps will only experience one more rate rise before downward movement in interest rates. An indication of how quickly the market has responded to this changing sentiment are the results at auctions. As sellers had more confidence about the market, an ever-increasing number have chosen to sell via auction. The weekend before last, right across Australia in the capital cities, there were 1,780 properties to go to auction under the hammer. Ray White, as usual, as the experts in this field, captured 30% of those auctions, and 75% of them sold under the hammer. Of course, so many of the remaining properties have now sold in the days after the auction. In fact, in Melbourne, the success rate was 85%. There were 5.4 registered bidders on average, and crowd numbers ranged anywhere from 35 to 130. In fact, at Open Homes last weekend, we saw a significant jump in the number of attendees, with quite a few properties recording anywhere from 30 to 50 people attending a single open home. I've also seen reports that the number of properties coming to the market continue to decline. It's a catch-22 situation where potential sellers of properties would come to the market if only they could find an alternative property to buy. Lower levels of stock in the marketplace leads to even lower levels as a result. What also means that most of these properties that do come to the market are from people who are not just testing the market, but in fact committed sellers. They may have bought elsewhere. They may be moving interstate. They may have some health issues, financial issues. It all adds to the success rate that's occurring because these are genuine sellers who will meet the market. It's not just properties testing the market. It's why auction properties attract so much more interest from buyers than private treaty properties. So lots to watch to see how the market continues to unfold. We know there's lots of discussions about the changing economic conditions in Australia as we progress through this year, but one thing we must remember about real estate is that everybody needs a roof over their own head. And so with this acute shortage of available properties to buy, which is accentuated by falling construction levels of new property, we're going to see this unprecedented demand not only from those who reside in Australia already, but from an ever-increasing number of migrants who are coming to fill the labour needs in business in general. There's no reason to believe that there's not going to be continued significant desire for people to buy, and that'll of course raise prices. Now, here's a quick note just to sign off on. We released notification for the date of this year's Ray White Surfers Paradise Muscular Dystrophy Ball, and my goodness, the bookings are flowing in. Yes, it's regarded as the most successful and it's certainly the most fun ball of the year, and it's an iconic event here on the Gold Coast. You know where we'd love to have you present, so details are on screen now on how to book. It's on Saturday the 2nd of September, which will come around faster than you can imagine. So get your booking in now before the event is booked out. That's it for now. From the gorgeous Gold Coast, look forward to seeing you in a fortnight's time.